Hello, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. I am your host, Corey. Y'all, I'm happy to see you. Today is the 8th day of the 10th month of 2025. That's crazy. Less than 2 months to go, and we will be headed into 2026. But anyway, I hope y'all have had a wonderful, I say that just so I can laugh, a wonderful Wednesday, and it has been wonderful. So y'all, I want to talk about something that I think is critically important, and perhaps this is only for me because I have discovered that Worthy Wednesday has been a mirror in my life for 5 whole years. Shout out Worthy Wednesday. But it's more important to me to really talk about things that actually cause us to not just think but to act, because life requires that you act. In order to change, to grow, to move, you have to act. So I want to talk about something that I have been really studying for a very long time, and that's the mind. We did a whole year on the mind, a whole year on the mind, whether it's your actual brain, all those things. Candace, you are beautiful. Thank you for that. But I am so intrigued with the mind, right? And how our brain learns, how we process information, how we store it, how we retrieve it, all those things. And so I've actually been reading several books. Also, shout out to the local library. Y'all, go to your library, okay? It's amazing. Go to the library. I went to the library and I've just been reading a lot of things about my thoughts, about my thought life. I've been looking at them in reference to what the Word of God has to say, like how I renew my mind, what I think on, all these things. Anyway, so I started reading this other book, and it's called something about thinking. I can't even think of the title. Anyway, but one of the chapters deals with the art of letting go. And so I wanted to talk about that today because I really believe that one of the hardest things in our lives when we become adults is to let things go. I remember when my baby was younger, I had to teach her how to share, even though those were her toys and she didn't have any other siblings to play with them. When my niece was born, she had to learn how to share, right? And it was fine because she wanted to share with my niece because she thought that was her baby anyway, so it kind of worked out. But I had to teach her how important it was to offer things that you have if you see someone that is interested in it. However, the dichotomy in that is knowing when to share and when not to share, right? Okay, that's for another day. It's for another day. But anyway, in the context of letting something go, I have really been questioning, why does it take me so long to experience relief in certain areas? Why does it take me so long to change my mind in certain areas? Why does it take me multiple experiences? I feel like that's the best way to say it. Why do I have to have multiple experiences before I finally give in and take that decision to be the decision I need to make? And I've just discovered recently, I'm just going to tell you recently, because I believe that you learn every single day in your life. And if you are privileged to live older every single year, you learn things about yourself that you thought you knew, and then you realize you didn't really know that. So in the context of letting something go, I have learned why it has been so difficult. Anyway, so the author, I just want to give you the scientific background, and then I'm going to tell you what I need to say. So scientifically, in psychology, the theory of letting go requires a small acknowledgement that there is an element of control involved as to why I have not let something go. So if you were like me, I am type A times a million, and I like being in control of things. Like I've told y'all that. If you know me in real life, I really do like to be in control of things. I like to be in control because I know what I'm going to do. I know my capabilities. I know how well I'm going to execute, and it's going to be excellent. So I look for people that have the similar mindset, the similar framework, the similar skill set to me, because I know that if I give them a task, it's going to be completed in the same manner that I would complete it. However, the problem with excellence is that it can become something that hinders a person if they are not aware that excellence cannot be what defines you, right? You can be a person of excellence, but not let something define you. So in relationship to losing control or relinquishing control, in the theory, the cognitive theory of letting something go, it requires that the person who is exercising that control realizes that because they have held on to that particular thing for such a long time, I'm guilty, that I have then decided that the stake in me letting go of that control creates a level of unknown that I do not want to be comfortable with. Okay, so that is just the framework cognitively that we are working with every single day. I need you guys to understand this takes over your life in every area. What you wear, when you pick it out, if you iron it, what dry cleaners do you go to? Do I drive the same route to work every day? Do I only shop at one particular grocery store brand because I like them more than the other? There is an element of control in everything we do. And when we are forced to let it go, sometimes due to circumstances beyond our control, you then can identify exactly where you are in your life when it relates to you growing up, maturing, and changing. So, how does that apply to you? How does it apply to me? And certainly, how does it apply to the miracles that I desire to see every single day? I am here to tell you tonight, worthy women, the reason why I'm not going to say you, okay? I'm going to say the reason why I have experienced less everyday miracles is because a miracle happens outside of my control. I have to let it go. Like literally, I have to let things go in my life in order to understand that something that enters my life had nothing to do with me. I did not bring it. I did not control it. I did not execute it. I was the recipient of a miracle because I let go of the things that I was trying to control. I think it's very interesting because if you are a type A personality or B or D or C or F, it doesn't matter your personality type, there is a level of control in each of us. There are certain things that we are readily and willing to give up, and then there are certain areas that we're just like, it's a no, bro. No, you cannot have anything to do with that. And I find it interesting that in order for me to have a level of safety, not necessarily physically, but mentally, I have to overanalyze and overassess the people that are going to be there, the people that are going to be helping me, and the people that could potentially interfere with the miracle I'm hoping to see, even though I say I'm not trying to control it. I'm trying to control it. So as I continue to read a little bit more about this theory of letting go, one of the elements that the professor or the author mentioned in letting go is he said, you must recognize that you have to let it go. Okay, first, y'all, where they do that at? Now, I'm going to tell you that right now. As a woman, we are intuitively wired and built to recognize when we need to let something go. I'm going to give you an example. When children are fighting about something, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, whoever, right? And they're in a tug of war between this is my toy, no, this is my toy, this is my hula hoop, no, this is my hula hoop. And they are literally stretching that particular item almost to the point where it could break, almost to the point where it would be non-usable. To both of them, some adult with rational thinking will say, just let it go. And so one of the kids decides to listen to that and obey and lets it go. Then the other person flies across the room or falls on the ground or starts crying. And then that reaction causes both of those kids to be like, I don't even want to play with that no more. And I need you to know that's exactly what happens in our life. We would rather wrestle holding on to anger, frustration, bitterness, gossip, disappointment, depression, whatever it is you want to have a tug of war with. We would rather hold on to that when we hear people saying, just let that go. Hey girl, just let that go. Let that go. Let it go. Stop it. Don't hold on to that anymore. And then if we're in something where we're arguing with somebody else, but 9 times out of 10, it's me against me, because that's really how life works. I'm literally arguing with myself. I'm literally trying to control myself, even though I'm controlling myself already. We would rather keep wrestling and being frustrated and being upset instead of just letting it go. Now, here's what's crazy. When the kid, whatever kid, decides to let go of the thing first, that particular child, first of all of that strength, all of that exertion, all of that pressure begins to leave their body, right? So they're able to breathe normal. They start regulating their breathing. They start calming down. The hypothalamus starts sending messages to every single organ in your body. Hey, everything is good. Let's get back to homeostasis so we can be in balance. All of that happened when the first child decides, I'm going to listen, and not just listen, I'm going to put action to what I've heard and actually do what that person said. So they let it go, right? And then all of these things begin to happen to them and they experience calm. Now, the other child, if they fall on the ground, well, the first thing they have to do is they have to assess that they fell. Then they have to assess why they fell, which is because they heard the same warning. Let it go. But then they have to determine, why did I not respond to that warning? And because I didn't respond, the consequence of me not letting that go is now I'm on the ground. Now I could potentially have skinned my knee or my elbow. Now I'm upset. Now I'm embarrassed. So the list goes on and on and on for the child that refused to let it go. So then the child that did let it go, they're standing there looking at that person like, oh my gosh, you're on the ground. That's ridiculous. You should make better choices. However, in less than a millisecond, that entire scenario could have been completely opposite. And so, worthy women, I'm really asking you to ask yourself, because I'm asking myself this: why do I want to be the child that doesn't listen? Why do I want to be the child that refuses to let something go because I can go get another one? Y'all, do you understand that if there's one hula hoop, I'm sure there's two. If there's one Tonka truck, I'm sure there's two. If there's one piece of cheesecake, there should be another piece of cheesecake, right? But what we choose to do is we want to keep holding on, because I would rather fall, get hurt, have my body go into fight or flight, have to assess further damage because I was unwilling to hear, then listen, then act on the command of let that go. Karee, why haven't you let that go yet? Why haven't you let go of your frustration? Why haven't you let go of the person that wounded you? I love how when people say, oh my gosh, I'm waiting for closure. This is it right here. Let it go. Okay? You cannot force anyone else to do anything that they don't even believe that they've done to you. You have to be willing to let it go, whatever it is. If it's fear, if it's anxiety, if it's frustration, you have to let it go, because the hold that it has on you is either going to, number one, embarrass you, like the other little kid that fell down was embarrassed, or when you let it go, it is going to create an adverse reaction that causes all things that it was doing to you prior to you getting into that tussle will vanish. You will be able to reset from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet because you chose to let something go that was holding you. Anyway, so as I was really thinking about this, I thought to myself, if control, self-control, is something that we are all aware of that keeps us bound to all of these other feelings of guilt, anxiety, depression, like frustration, anger, the desire to be number one, the desire to prove that I am who I say I am. I wonder what would happen if we relinquished self-control. I don't mean I'm just walking around doing whatever I want to do. What I mean is that I'm not going to allow myself to use my mind, which is my most powerful instrument, to place me in a situation that I am now in a tug of war, which would cause me not to listen to the command that says let that go, and then I end up in a situation that is worse than the one that I started in. I've really I've really, worthy women, I could probably tell you 14 billion, I feel like, stories of my life where I have refused to let something go because I believed I had to prove it. I had to prove that I was in control. I had to prove that I was number one. I had to prove to those people, whoever they are, I had to prove to them that they are not in control of me, that they don't tell me what to do, that they don't tell me how to act. They don't tell me what I should be doing. They don't tell me I need to calm down. They don't tell me that I'm too loud. They don't tell me any of those things. And yes, okay. My other brain said, well, Carrie, sometimes people might need to address some of the things that you're doing because obviously you don't do everything right. And I was like, what? And then I realized, okay, that's true. I don't always do everything right. And whoever is in your life saying, let it go. And in that example, it's probably a mom. It's probably an aunt. It's probably an uncle. It's probably anyone who understands that they are arguing over something that is not going to change their lives, but it could potentially impact them for future if they're not willing to hear at this moment. Whoever that is in your life telling you to let stuff go, here is my challenge to you. Do it. Y'all, we have to do the work. Self-control, literally, you guys, it destroys people, okay? People go crazy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because they cannot control things. And then they get upset. What happens? Because nothing changes. Like after all of that stuff that happens, people still get angry and be like, well, I don't understand why you just didn't do this. And it's like, well, because you don't control me and you don't control this situation. You have to recognize that what's most important, that if I am going to experience a miracle every single day, I need to let stuff go. Legit, I need to let this, I need to let it go. You didn't like my outfit? Okay, I'll let that go. It's okay. You don't like because I had to tell you something at work because of our relationship. I'm in a different position, so I have to tell you a certain thing. Okay, I can let that go. I am not going to walk around hoarding things in my heart that's bringing disease to my body because I won't let stuff go, right? If you say something that offends me, offense is a choice. I need to let that go. And if you never say sorry, I need to let that go. I have to let things go because, to be honest, it's like you want someone else to die, but you're drinking the poison of being angry. You're drinking the poison of being frustrated. You're drinking the poison of reliving the situation over and over and over and over and over and rehearsing it over and over and over and over and over. Because what we fail to understand is that I let something go and now I'm free from that. The power of the mind, you guys, what I am learning and understanding is that once I've decided I don't have to control that anymore, it never bothers me again. It is only when I take all of my attention, all of my focus, all of my just whatever I think I have inside of me, and I decide that what I'm going to do is more important than learning and growing. And that's basically what life boils down to. We get older every year and we should be wiser, but some of us are more petty. Some of us are more vindictive. Some of us are more hateful. And so you really have to start asking yourself, what do I need to let go of so I can live a very long time and be fruitful in my life and be thankful in my life? Y'all, I really need to know, like, what are we willing to let go? Because this is what I'm asking myself. Like, I can't control everything, right? I can't control things that I want to control for me or for my baby or for anyone in my life where I'm like, oh Lord, don't let anything come. Just no, Lord, don't do that. But we don't learn anything unless we walk through things. We don't get stuck in them. We walk through them. So I guess, maybe this is just for me. I don't know. And it's fine because this is me. I need to do this. In the last quarter of this year, going into my 48th year, I keep thinking to myself, what are the things I need to let go? I need to let them go and never pick them up again. Because how many years of the years that I've lived have I wasted trying to control things that I should have let go? I mean, it made me think of the movie. Y'all know, Frozen. I mean, praise God, my baby was big by the time that movie came out, and my niece was too, so we didn't have to go buy all the dolls. We didn't have to have the parties. Thank you, Jesus. But the song is so true. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold me back. Can't hold it back anymore. Why? Let it go. Just whatever it is. Are you mad? Let that go. Are you angry? Let that go. Y'all, let it go. And when you let things go, all of the stress and the anxiety and the pressure that you feel physically and mentally releases. And then your body is able to get back into homeostasis, because now it's not having to pump extra blood. It's not having to give you extra oxygen. It's not having to make sure that your muscles don't atrophy or get stiff or overextend because you're so tense all the time. Y'all, what would your lives be like if you let it go? It's crazy work. I literally am talking to myself, okay? I need to let it go. And if you do that, worthy women, what a miracle. Y'all, I love you. I'll see you next week.